This is The Scoop for Tuesday.
I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines. A Florida man convicted of fatally shooting his estranged wife and wounding his mother-in-law is set to be executed. William Frances Silvia is scheduled to receive a 3-drug injection starting at 6 this evening at Florida State Prison. This would be Florida's 13th execution so far this year, following a record 19 executions in 2025. Republican Governor Ron DeSantis, who leaves office in January, oversaw more executions in a single year last year than any other Florida governor since the death penalty was reinstated in 1976. It's primary election day in Florida. Polls close at 7 in the evening. A Republican attempting to become Florida's first black governor faces a crowded field, while Democrats wage primary battles under redrawn congressional maps. Congressmember Byron Donalds is banking on President Trump's endorsement in hopes of securing the Republican nomination and advance to the fall election for governor. His opponents include Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins and political newcomer James Fishback. The Democrats' leading candidate for governor is David Jolly, a former Republican congressmember who switched parties. 2 Democrats are battling for nomination in a U.S. Senate special election to complete Marco Rubio's term after he became Trump's Secretary of State last year. Progressive state lawmaker Angie Nixon matches up against retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Alex Vindman, a former National Security Council official who testified in Trump's first impeachment case in 2019. Meanwhile, Senator Ashley Moody, the DeSantis appointee currently holding the seat, appears in a strong position as she seeks the Republican nomination with Trump's endorsement for the term's final 2 years. For Congress, today's biggest nomination fight involves longtime Democratic Congressmember Debbie Wasserman Schultz, former Congressmember Sheila Sherfless McCormick, and others in a redrawn South Florida district. More than 300 concrete reef balls are helping bring oysters and cleaner water back to the Manatee River. WMNF's Daria Mironova reports on how the project is restoring oyster habitat and reviving an ecosystem.
The Palmetto Bay Oyster Restoration Project began in 2023, covering 23 acres along the Manatee River. The initiative uses specially designed reef balls that provide marine life with a place to grow. Dr. Ernesto Lasso de la Vega says the area looked very different before the project began.
Before we put the reef balls in that area, there was nothing. There was a completely desert, imagine just mud all the way from the shore to the river, nothing. And historically, there was oyster banks.
The oyster banks had declined because of years of environmental changes, such as pollution and hurricanes. Ravina Young, executive director of Palmetto's Community Redevelopment Agency, says restoring the river will help improve quality of life and attract investors into the region.
We want our families and friends and visitors and the children to be able to participate by getting back into the water and getting back into the open air. And it is so important to this region because we are a community on the waterfront.
Project leaders say early results are encouraging, with more oysters growing and water clarity improving around some reef ball clusters. For WMNF News, I'm Daria Mironova in Palmetto.
The Rays have a site in Tampa they want for a new stadium. They have designs, and now they have a contractor, too. The Tampa Bay Times reports that yesterday a selection committee chose the company AECOM Hunt Turner to build the proposed $2.3 billion ballpark on the Dale Mabry campus of Hillsborough College, with construction potentially beginning this fall. That is, if the Tampa City Council and Hillsborough County Commission can approve ongoing financing plans in the coming weeks. U.S. kindergarten vaccination rates have declined again, with exemptions reaching a record high. Federal data released yesterday shows 4.2% of children are exempted from vaccine requirements. That's up from 3.6% the previous year. This marks the 4th consecutive year of rising exemption rates, mostly due to non-medical reasons. Experts blame confusion in vaccination recommendations. The CDC reports a slight drop in measles, mumps, rubella shots, and that vaccination rates for polio and other diseases are also falling. A heat advisory is in effect until 7 this evening. It'll be breezy with highs in the mid-90s and heat index values of up to 112. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Overnight lows will be in the low 80s. Scattered thunderstorms tomorrow morning, highs in the low 90s. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.